This is Nasus Thresh, one of the strongest decks in Eternal format. It is absolutely a monster in game. It destroys most matchups, kind of just rolls through opponents like it's nothing. So I'm here today to show you what it's like. I love this deck in the past because I've hit rank 1 with it. So it runs Thresh at 3, and Nasus is the champions. Thresh has seen 6 units die. Then when it attacks next time, it gets a champion from the deck. The only other champion in the deck is Nasus. So Nasus gets +1/+1 for each unit you've slain this game. And the whole entire deck's about slaying things. So it's easily able to become super, super strong, pump itself up to 10+ power. When it strikes for 10+ power, it gives all enemies -1/-0, and gives himself spell shields. He's basically like an unstoppable force with huge power, spell shield to protect himself, and he has Atrocity. Atrocity allows you to kill an ally to damage enemy Nexus. You can easily get him to 15 attack, 20 attack, whatever, and just kill Nexus in a one shot. So the way you do this is you have very strong openings with Bakaya Reaper and Forsaken Bakaya as your 1-drops. This one allows you to get stronger every time you slay an enemy. It has Fearsome, so you can easily, again, like a mini Nasus, gets really strong attack points. Forsaken Bakaya to predict for the next card, giving you higher consistency with your deck and higher consistency with your combos. The main combos being Curse Keeper and Fate Icon, plus Ravenous Butcher or Bloody Caretaker. So Curse Keeper, when it's destroyed, it summons a 4/3. Fitting Icon's a 3/1 that gives you a 0/1, which is, free thing to destroy to tribute. For Butcher, Ravenous Butcher, you can play it to kill. You can kill an ally to play it, and it's a 3/2, so it lets you put really strong damage if you have a 1-drop such as Bakaya Reaper. Then you play the Curse Keeper, and then you play the Butcher. So it's just so much damage on turn 2. A similar thing is on turn 3. Instead, you play Bloody Caretaker. Kill an ally to summon 2 Saplings. Saplings are 2/1 challengers that can hook enemy blockers away, push for huge damage, and also rack up your slay triggers. Slays whenever you kill a unit, including your enemies or your own. So the whole time you're doing this crazy strong aggro pressure in the early game, you're also leveling up your Nasus for the later game. We have some refuel with Spirit Leech. Kill an ally to draw 2. Just very good. So after you blow your load in the early game, you don't run out of steam. You're able to just make huge damage, level up your Nasus, push the enemy Nexus, and then also just refuel right away. So as your opponent can't even breathe, you also aren't running out of cards. You have 2 Rite of Calling. You contribute a unit or an ally to search a champion. It either adds Thresh or Nasus randomly to your hand. Thresh can also just search Nasus though when it levels, so it's all roads lead to Nasus. Glimpse Beyond is a slay. It's also draw 2, so it's very good combining it with Curse Keeper, so you get the 4/3 and draw 2, or the Fitting Icon to get you the 0/1 prey. So it's very easy ways to have extra units to kill, and you're all refueling. They're all leading to storm of purpose while also slaying to level Nasus in the deck. You have Hate Spike. You can kill an ally, deal 3 to an enemy, and summon a Husk. So this gives you 2 slays. Not only you're slaying your own unit, but if you do the 3 damage, just kill an enemy unit, you're doing that kill as well. So that's 2 slays right there. Vile Feast. Drain 1 from unit to summon a Spiderling, so you can kill an enemy to summon a 1/1 Spiderling, which again can be attributed for Ravenous Butcher. Goes beyond Hate Spike, Bloody Caretaker, all that good stuff. And then we have the Bomb Atrocity. When you finally summon your Nasus, he's like a 15/15. You level him, give him Spell Shield, just flame the enemy Nexus. Very, very strong. So today we're going to see how well does that do in ranked. We're going to play 3 games. And again, I've hit rank 1 deck in the past. I think it's a monster deck for Eternal format. So let's get into the games and let's see what our record is. Alright, we're doing 3 games in Master Rank. This is the highest tier in Runeterra ranked ladder. Before we get to the games, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment below what you guys think of the deck, what you think the best decks in Eternal are, or different cards you think could be good in the Slay deck. But here we go to the first game. Alright, playing versus Katarina, Annie, Vandal is actually one of our weaker matchups because they just have so many answers to all kinds of different early game pressure. They have a lot of Pokey Sticks, Death Lotus, Ravenous Flocks to kill early game units. Then when it comes down to Nasus, they can mini-morph it, they can kill it with Scorched Earth, they can kill it with Disintegrate, stuff like that. So it'll be tough. Now in this deck, you really want to mulligan for the early game pressure, the 1-drop, 2-drop, plus Blighted Caretaker or Butcher. That's why this deck is so strong. It's one of the strongest decks in the format, because nothing can match its early game pressure, while at the same time also having a huge win game-to-game bomb in the deck. And you have Nasus to just kind of come down 6 and be a 10/10. They just can't deal with that, right? So other decks, like aggro-esque decks, they're able to attack like this and do the huge early game damage. They run out of steam, right? If your opponent's playing anti-aggro, has healing, they get a range of their Decimate, your burn spells, you lose. But this deck is so strong because it's kind of multifaceted in the way where it has the refuel, it has the Nasus check, and even if they do heal, they still can't beat a huge Nasus. You can kill them in 1 shot with Atrocity. So that's why this is one of the best decks in the game. We have the turn 1 here. We could play Bakar Reaper to predict for our next draw. Since we already have everything we need, I think it's better to just place in the field immediately. So when we slay a unit, we can grant it +1/+0. Easy slay, as we said, is a 3/1, gives us a 0/1. We can kill this to play the Butcher. So Annie, when she attacks, deals 2. We're just going to take that. No reason to lose a blocker here. We want to make sure we have as much units as possible. We want to have more units than they have blockers, so we can push for huge damage and they can't really stop us. Another huge perk here is Annie is a 0/2, right? So she actually can't really block any of ours very well without dying. So we could open attack here. If we draw really well, we can actually try and hit Curse Keeper. Would be the best draw. We do have some refuel. It's very good. I think I don't want to tribute this for a Butcher, so let's just go ahead and attack with everything. I'm going to put Bakar Reaper at the very end in case they do block one of these. It'll go to Slay and make the Bakar Reaper even stronger. So here we should probably expect a Pokey Stick of some sort to kill the 3/1, and they'll likely take the rest, so taking 5. But it's not a big deal here. We can pick our next draw, taking Makai. This will allow us to bank 2 mana with the only card we play this turn, which allows us to make mana for Glimpse Beyond, Hate Spike, stuff like that. And then we can also draw 2 if we need to, with Spirit Leech, and then Thresh can come down. So if units do start dying, which they will start dying, then we're able to see it and work towards level condition to get Nasus from our deck. Alright, so they have High Toss, Pokey Stick S. It's just a 1 mana ping. A lot of 1 damage pings in this deck. And even Conchcologist gives you more 1 damage pings, so there's just no shortage of 1 damage pings in their deck. But let's go ahead and pick our draw here with our predicts. I really want to see any card that's good to be tributed, such as the Wings in the Wave, Fading Icon, Curse Keeper, or I would like to see, Glimpse Beyond, Hate Spike for our 2 mana bank. So we're going to skip our predict here because I don't want any of those cards, and kind of just, I guess, hope we get the ones that are mentioned. But if we don't, it's really not the biggest deal. That's pretty decent. I'll take that. We can play that and then play Thresh and then pop this so Thresh can see it. We can play Leech later when we really want to refuel because it only has 1 health here, which dies to their Perilous Pastry. And I'd much rather them use this on the 2/1 than on our 4/1. 4 mana, 4/1's pretty expensive. Very important to have the refuel, but this isn't the matchup where we can just kind of throw it around here because they get some pretty good tempo. Ooh, so they get a Blade's Edge here. Pretty good, can just kill this for free. We're definitely going to let Katarina attack again. We want to keep our units that can attack, on the field to push the crazy damage. So we're not going to block either. They won't outrace us here, but the issue is they can, at some point, start pinging our Nexus when they get a tie ball, which makes all of their spells do 1 more damage. It's given to them off the Brave and Blue Conservatory. So we have 2 options here. This is where we start thinking, actually. I could play this now, so that way when we play Thresh, they only have 1 action before they can do anything. Because we'll have the Butcher and the 4/3 already, and then we can just play Thresh and attack. Or we can play Thresh first, then do the Butcher and the Curse Keeper, so it sees it die, working towards our Scene 6+ units die level up condition. But then they'll give them 2 actions, because we have 1 for the Butcher, then they get to act, and then 1 for the Thresh to get to act. For now, we'll pass, though, because they still have the Sleeting Blade's Edge, which I prefer if they didn't use, because it is just a free kill on our 2/1. So I'm kind of just like saying, okay, if you pass, you're also losing something of value. So I'm definitely cool with this pass here. I don't know which one I want to do between the Thresh first or the Butcher first. I think I would choose to Butcher this turn. I really don't want to give them 2 actions. It's only 1 less unit dying. You can't really force this to happen unless you have a hand for it. It'll happen inevitably. Interesting. Okay, if they're going for a ping on this, then that kind of signals to me they have Death Lotus. Death Lotus says whenever units attacking, I'll take 1 damage. So that would explain why they lower this card's health. Unless they really want to flock it. This is a damage unit now, and flock deals 4 to a damage unit, but I don't see that being the case. I think that they have Disintegrate plus Death Lotus. Luckily, we have a lot of refuel, and this will help us see things die for Thresh. We can try and kill Annie here for sure. She's already at 4 to 6. It probably is no problem for them to level her during the attack. Like, if we attack here, they could go like Death Lotus, kill everything but these, and then Disintegrate Thresh. I would hope we can at least have 1 unit stay alive, though, because then we can Spirit Leech and then try and draw into our Nasus would be very, very ideal. And if we have some word we can kill her, or maybe like they're forced to do certain things to get the 6 out of 6 before Thresh kills it, that would be nice. Even just playing Katarina is kind of scary here, though, because she gives you a 0-mana Blade's Edge. Her champ spell is also Death Lotus, so that could mean, like, maybe they don't have Death Lotus, they just have double Katarina. Oh, Loose Travelers. I'll be honest, that's not what I thought was going to happen here. Okay, so basically discard our highest count card, but luckily we have another one. So we're going to go ahead and swing with everything here. I do think they have Death Lotus, but that's okay. This is probably going to die, but again, you'll put this like near the end. You could even argue to go like this, so it sees any die, and then gets stronger. I'm just pretty certain that Death Lotus is coming. I guess this is still the right order. Alright, so let's go ahead and rip this. So when he says seen 6+ units die, it does include my opponents, so them blocking units for value. If they Death Lotus, this would die, and then Thresh would likely level here. They might just Pokestick this, though. Maybe they're just setting up a Pokestick. Maybe it's not as complicated as I think. I'd prefer they don't Death Lotus, personally. So I'm definitely cool with this being the case. So far, we're seeing 4 units die. If they kill this, then they will. It's 5, so it is Flock. Okay. Now, the scary thing is that Tybolt's going to come out soon because they're getting really close to this Raid Blue Conservatory. But the bright side, we do kill Annie, and she was almost leveled. And again, this dying, I don't love it. But it does help level our Thresh. Is what, 5 out of 6? Okay. So if they can't kill Thresh immediately, or they just don't waste to kill Thresh at all, what we can do is we can Spear Leech one of our own units, so then another unit will die, and then Thresh will level up. Very, very strong. They're at 7, so they're basically an Atrocity plus Nasus range. We just gotta get the Atrocity plus Nasus. That's actually a good draw, because we do have the bank spell mana from earlier. And we can try and draw towards, again, Nasus. And at certain times, if you can just get them down to enough health, like 4 health, just from the aggro pressure, you don't even need Nasus. You can just Atrocity at 4-3. Like, what? Sorry, what are they gonna do? That's pretty good. Lord Bloodmane. So, anytime they damage a unit, it will just die immediately. Do they have a 1-mana ping, though? They would need, like, Blade's Edge. We could just do this on a 3-2. That way this levels in case we draw another one. But I think I just want to keep going wide here. I really think we have good aggro pressure going here, and that might be one of our win conditions. Okay, let's take Blade's Edge or Pie Toss here. We'll go ahead and Glimpse. Or, okay, so Flock would kill it. We'll go ahead and Glimpse, because this will die anyway. When it damages an enemy, it dies, is what Broadmane does. But we could have leveled Thresh, potentially. So that's the trade-off that I had here. Is that I made it so that we didn't have a level Thresh, we drew one. But I thought it was the right play, because again, I'm trying to have this like wide board here to go for game. And I also was assuming if we draw Nasus, I can't beat it. But it seems that we did not draw Nasus, which is fine. I'm a bit afraid of Katarina, because he gets the Blade's Edge. We could play this to try and hook their guys all the way and go for a game. Isn't the worst idea. Let's wait and see what they do. So, we get 2 saplings to hook away their blockers. Even if they play Katarina, they could block 1, kill that, it's still 7 damage. Assuming they don't have anything on top of that. They probably do. Still no Nasus, which is rough, because I really would love to get Nasus here. We could be extra aggressive and hate spike something, and then develop another unit. Just to like try and ensure we get game. They only have 7 mana, which isn't like an infinite amount, it's just a good amount. This is the biggest problem though. When I damage a stun or damage enemy, kill it, is what they're basically all their cards get now. So basically, if anything is damaged, even if they ping it for 1, it dies. Which I guess means that Nasus would be pretty answerable here anyway. So we aggro pressure what we need. Atrocity would be our best draw. Again, Atrocity on 4-3. I think we can get them to 4. So we can hope to draw into one of those. Tough spot for both him and me, not gonna lie. Pearliest Pastry, ooh, this is a risky move, I'm not gonna lie. I hope they do that. That would be insane. We'd probably win if they do that. I'm surprised they don't play Katarina. I mean, she's a blocker that also gives you a Blade's Edge. Really? Do they have Death Lotus? This feels like a Death Lotus. I would love to kill one of their cards with Hate Spike, but they made it so awkward for me. I guess what's gonna happen here, if I just had to guess, is they definitely have Death Lotus. I think we should just do this then. They have Death Lotus, and they will kill both of these, and then they'll ping one of these, so only 3 damage will go through. So we're just going to go ahead and Hate Spike now. Give him less actions, get a Husk, and then just override it for the Wings and the Wave. I just remembered the Wings and the Wave is glitched, though. Alright, there's a glitch in the game that might make us lose this game. I hope it's not the reason we lose. I'm not gonna lie. But you have to, like... Oh, did they fix it? Okay, trust me, I'm not freaking out. There was a glitch where if you had to play this card as the last card, you had to obliterate a card and kill a card. It seems to be fixed just in time for this video. So let's ignore everything I said. We're good to go. The reason I'm doing all this super extra stuff instead of just attacking is I think they have Death Lotus. So now if they play Katarina, they can't afford Death Lotus. They still can block one. They still can Blade's Edge like this thing, but they can't Death Lotus. Again, Death Lotus says, it's actually a champ spell we can read together. Deal 1 to all battling units. So what they're going to do is that we'll hook 2, it'll kill this, and then they're going to also damage one with like Pie Toss or something. So that way, this will die, this will die, this will die, this will die. And then the 4-2 would die, so it was damage, so Braum Inspect would kill it. So now by doing this, these are fresh, they're healthy, so they no longer will be dying to Death Lotus plus a Ping. Alright. Although I do think they have Death Lotus, we still should full swing. So this is basically the turn to be win or lose the game, right? Let's go ahead and do this. I expect Death Lotus. No Death Lotus. Okay, we take this. Alright. GG. GG. Very good aggro pressure. Alright, playing against Braum Vlad. So this could pose a huge issue for our deck, and here's why. So as good as the aggro pressure is in this deck, if you don't see the Spirit Leech and stuff like that, then it's very easy to run out of steam and kind of just fall over and die because you blew your load, you played everything, they blow it up with like Avalanche, stuff like that, which they definitely play in this deck, and then you're out of nothing. Now, you could be thinking, well, why don't we just keep Spirit Leech then? But I think it's just so important to have that early game pressure that you want to mull for that early game pressure and you kind of hope you draw the Rite of Calling the Thresh of Spirit Leech by the mid game. So let's see if our deck can get that huge aggro output while also having refuel later. It's kind of a fine line. This hand definitely does not have the aggro pressure. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't played with Braum Vlad in a long time, so we'll see how this goes. Really hoping we get Curse Keeper or something like that. We did not. But a 2-1's not bad. We can pick our draw. Let's still go for it. Yeah, Fading Icon or Curse Keeper's pretty good. So let's try and get these. They do all die to Ice Shards, though, and stuff like that. I guess we'll just only swing with it. So it has Fearsome, and I can't block that. So this card survives damage, it gets +3/+0, so if we were to block this, it would become a 3-1, but they have a lot of buffs and heals and stuff like that, so I don't know if I want to get that going. Alright, they drew the Ace card, Scarred Round, it's the best card in their deck. Basically send around this card. Now survives damage, grant +1/+0 and tough. They have lots of board wipes as well, so I think I do want to play Caretaker, we kind of have to, that's what our deck does. But if they have like Avalanche, we're just shit out of luck. We can draw 2 off Glimpse, but it's just the Avalanche would be so brutal, we basically lose. Okay. It's a risk-reward type thing. My Bloodkin. It's a risk-reward type thing, I think it was worth it. Now, this card wins damage, survives with the Crimson Union hand. I guess we'll just have to let that happen in the pursuit of doing 9 damage. They said they're sad, but they're acting as Stargrounds. And they're getting a card. The other card that was generated? Wow, it's the best one. They got a 1-drop. Now here's where the Nasus effect comes into play. Okay, we're not quite yet. He's still a 4/4, but it slowly comes into play because now we focus on getting slays. They're already at 10 health, which is like all we really need, right? Is this whole atrocity range thing. Now they're probably gonna make Ram Stance, which says deal 1 to everything, which will kill all of our units. But since we have Thresh, at the very least, it'll see the units die. So we'll be getting 3 dying here. I guess we could have Rite of Callings on one. Just to, like, make sure that we got use of these before they died. It's a bit tough here, though, because we're going to be taking a lot of damage. We'll definitely Glimpse, but how far does that really get us? We'll be saying 3 things die. That's a lot of damage. So 3 things die. I guess we'll Glimpse 1. Easily could die here. Easily could die here. Oh god. Alright, we're gonna have to level this Nasus. But we have other problems too, is we don't have any slays. So this could hopefully get a good block in here. This could trade for the 8-1s. And then that's 5 slays right there, right? I guess we should probably go for the 8-2. It would make more sense. We're at 0. I don't like that. Alright, we can kill that. Get some slays, but we're going all the way to 4. But we're getting 2 slays of the process. This would be a 7-7. I think this is our best bet, right? Really close game. Jeez. Alright, so on open attack, we get a Nasus from our deck. So that's the bright side of this. That's the good news. The bad news is that they have really good board, and if they have freezes, it'll freeze our atrocity. But besides that, it's all good news. So this is a 7-7. We can try and hook this to, like, crash. This will make it an 8-8 if it resolves. And then if they block this, it'll be a 9-9, meaning they're in atrocity range. That's the coping I'm on right now. Okay, well, that went better than I thought it would go. So far, our master plan's in there. Our master plan's in there. It's that we have, and you guys can do the math yourselves. You know, we got 9 attack here, 9 health there. All right. They tapped a 1 atrocity and nice. GG's 2-0. Very, very close game. Very, very close game. That was a good one. Oh god. So as we said, just like last game, my biggest fear is these removal decks to make us run out of steam with Avalanche, stuff like that. You need to have Glimpse, you need to Spirit Leaf, you need to also have the defensive pressure, or your deck's not, you know, putting out threats, right? So this will be the true test for our game 3 to see if we can overcome the deck's weaknesses of just the mass removal without having the refuel. This is probably one of our worst matchups in the game, straight up. But we do have some of our refuel. Biofeast really isn't that live in this matchup. We don't have the early game pressure too much because we don't have the Butcher for turn 2 or the Caretaker for turn 3, but we actually have something a little bit better here. We could use the Wings in the Wave to tribute the 0-1 Prey for a 3-3, right? And 3 health is actually a pretty good point, I guess health stat in this matchup because they have Avalanche. And Avalanche heals 2 to everything. So the way I see this matchup is if you play too scared, you know, you play like, oh, whatever I play, they're just gonna Avalanche it. You basically already lost, right? Because like you're just not really doing that much pressure. You're letting them live, you're letting them breathe, they get set up and you lose. So you kind of just have to like force yourself in and just hope they don't have Avalanche at the right times. This does at least make it a bit more awkward if they do have it. Because we have the 3-3. So I'm just gonna go ahead and, wait, what does this do? Last breath, get an Anthony Manager? Okay, never mind. I guess I gave away with a spell. I wanted to kill that, because if I kill it, we get a Slay Trigger, and we get a 1-1 attacker, but this gives an Anthony Manager, so let's not do that. But what we can do is pick our draw. I don't love any of these. Thresh is very good in this matchup, because I see things die, Thresh get closer to leveling. You don't get too many Slays matchup besides the self-Slays. Atro could be good for the late game, but I'm going to focus on refueling and having monsters to refuel with, so we're just going to skip. But the main reason I placed also here is it's just a 2-1. Ooh, they had the Vile Feast. I really didn't think they did. I thought if they would play it over playing a can't block unit. That's pretty good, because I thought we could get sneak in for 2 more damage. Again, when we put the Big Reaper last, because when you see a unit slay, it gets stronger. So it will see the slay, and it will get stronger, and at least push for 6 damage, which isn't too terrible. I'm just going to try to ignore that 2-1 all game and hope that it goes away. Or at least just stay there. You can just stay there for a way. I'm not going to bother you. I won't bother it. I won't bother if you won't bother it. So they try and get a swing in here, hoping I'll block. I guess they get a mana gem. Not happening. They don't really have anything great to do this turn, so I'm kind of down for a Gentleman's Pass. Because if we get to open attack again for 6 damage, that's nothing to sneeze at. That's pretty hefty. We could play this, but I don't like having the 1 health units against them because the Withering Whale's at 4 mana now. Very good against our deck, or I guess the 1 health units of our deck. So, you know, stuff like that. Soul Cleave. Wow. And I mean, wow. So, if this resolves, this dies, giving Anti-Mana Gem, then both of those will die, giving Anti-Mana Gem. Look at 3 Anti-Mana Gems. Alright, we're going to have to Vile Feast that. I don't love it. We're still giving them Anti-Mana Gem. But it's better than the alternative of 3 of them. I've never seen that combo. That's actually kind of unique. I could pop this for a Thresh, but I think I want to open attack for maximum damage here, including the 1/1. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. And then after we attack, we'll use Rite of Calling or Spirit Leech to get some sort of refill. Okay, they're at 6 health. I'm liking their odds. That's fine. That's fine. Just don't do anything crazy with them again. I kind of want a champion. Yeah, I kind of want a champion. I mean, they could try and Vile Feast this, but like they already Vile Feasted before, and if they're Withering Wail, it's not a big deal. So we'll Chain Glimpse. Okay. We can still Chain Glimpse here. The reason I did this is I value getting a champion more than drawing 2 miscellaneous cards. I really want Thresh. Thresh is perfect for turn 5. Okay, not quite Thresh, but we are at 7/7, which is actually bigger than you'd think for this matchup. Because, I don't know, it's just like in this matchup, you don't really get any like enemy slays. It's mostly self-slays. So we don't want to just like lose this mana, right? So I'm just going to play this as a 2/1. Not going to use Defect or anything like that. Just going to play as a 2/1 because we can, tribute it. For Spirit Leech, it's just more damage for our open attacks, much more threat. Okay, we have tons of refuel, and we have Nasus. Okay, well, if this attacks, it'll definitely kill our 2/1. I think I'm down to play Nasus here, just because we can block that and get a Slay, and that's pretty good. I mean, this is already a 5/2 for a 1-drop. Pretty good, right? Okay, they're just passing here. They don't want us to get more Slays. I'm definitely cool with that. Let's try an open attack here, get as much damage as possible, and then hopefully draw Atrocity off the Spirit Leech for potential lethal if we don't have like Harsh Winds or from tap. We'll go with this one last, because this one goes through, it's already lethal. So if they try and block here, we definitely want this to be buffed. Harsh Winds, yeah, I figured. On both, it's also a Nivea's Champ spell, so the odds of her having are even higher. This was a Nivea's Harsh Wind. So I'll probably just block here, yeah. Go to 4. Reasonable. Alright. So let's try and get some draws in. They go to 7, but this is almost at 7. This is already at 7. Glimpse is definitely not bad for some refill when needed. Thresh isn't bad, just to like slam down in the field. Again, oh, actually? I could kill my own 4/1 just to get a Slay. And then we could actually Glimpse beyond our own unit. Normally this is risky because they have Vile Feast to stop it, or Withering Wail. But tap into Withering Wail and they've already used 2 Vile Feasts. So, I mean, assuming they're the last Vile Feast, the odds are in our favor here for a pretty good proactive Glimpse. Okay. This isn't a bad draw, because it can actually try and help us predict and search for our Atrocity to finish the game off with. Not bad at all. Yeah, 10/10, so now if they swing, we can get the leveled Nasus. When he's leveled, all of these -1/-0, but most importantly, gets Spell Shield. He gets next enemy spell or skill that would affect him, so we can get a clean Atrocity off. Now, I guess what we're most afraid of is, like, Ruination. I definitely could see them playing Ruination, but the issue is we pass, we're not, like, doing anything. Maybe we make it awkward for them and play this card, so if they, like, Ruination, we're good. We still have mana for Hate Spike, we have mana for Makai, mana for Thresh. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and play this, so I really want to get that Atrocity before, more time to breathe. Alright, we're gonna skip here. Skip that Atrocity. There also is an argument to Spirit Leech for the Atrocity. I think passing here is fine. They do get the Enlightened, which is, I admit, pretty scary. But the game hasn't changed too much. We did draw the Atrocity, wow. So we probably want to keep this open, right? Maybe we just Spirit Leech here? To get a 4/1 and draw 2? Look at this 8/2 1-drop, holding it down. Like, come on, dude, for 1 mana, this card's insane. I love this card. Wow, they actually had Ruination. Crazy. I didn't see that coming. I mean, I kind of did, but I kind of didn't. Should we just go for the Atrocity? Should we just go for the Atrocity? Because, like, I mean, I guess Flash Reads would definitely beat us. Can we beat them anyway? Our hand's so awkward. They get a 1/1 blocker. We could Glimpse, because if we Glimpse in a good aggro pressure, we basically win, right? Like, we do, like, the Wings in the Wave, we can, like, Tribute it, Hate Spike. They do get a blocker, though. They have 2 blockers. Alright, I don't know about you guys, but they're on one or two outers, either Flash Freeze or Three Sisters. That's about it, right? That's about it. They're under Withering Wail, they're under Harsh Winds, and if it's Harsh Winds, it's really just Three Sisters. Alright, nice! Beat one of our worst matchups, a really tough matchup. Played through the Ruination very well. Alright, good game, good game, good game. Alright, we went 3-0 in our session today. Very strong, as I said, this is one of the best decks for Eternal. You can watch me play it live at twitch.tv/plays. I'll have tons more videos this week, and make sure to comment down below cards you looked in this deck, what decks you're looking forward to, and just in general, thoughts on the video. So I'll see you guys tomorrow on Twitch and on YouTube. See you then.